What's up, good people? How y'all today? We are coming here live to talk about the home buying steps or steps of buying a home for first time home buyers or people who aren't familiar with the process. So, thank you so much for joining us today. I am going to add, let's see, waiting for Asia to pop on here. But while I'm waiting for her, just wanted to jump on and tell you a little bit about what we're talking about today. Um, it is June, and it is, oh, there's Asia right there. Let me let her in. It is June, and it is First Time Homebuyers Month. We decided what better time. Hey,
Hey, Renee.
I was just letting people know that reason why we're doing this because it's June, it's First Time Home Buyers Month, and we figured what better time than to come in and tell everybody steps on how to become a first time home buyer or a home buyer, because there's a lot of people who have not been through that process, and a lot of people have a lot of questions, just not sure what to do first, what some of the steps are. So we just wanted to come on and be able to talk to our followers and let them know what that process looks like. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself first, and then I'll pass it on to Asia. Asia and I have been friends for 20 plus years. We've been in real estate for 20 plus years, investing, realtors, you name it. So we're definitely not new to the game, but our friendship runs really deep. Our families are very close. We travel together. So I just figured if anybody that I wanted to do this with or to be able to share with the world what we know and give our wisdom, it would be Asia. But to tell you a little bit about myself, my name is Renee Johnson. I am a realtor and associate broker with Virtual Properties Realty in the Atlanta metro area in Georgia. And I've been, like I said, in real estate for, 20 plus years. My husband and I probably we brought our first house probably, we've been married for 25, so like 25, 24 years ago. And then we got our first investment property or rental property maybe about 20 years ago. So we've been doing this for a while now. I do have a husband. I have two sons that are 20, will be 25 in July and 23 in a couple of weeks. What the heck is going on there? But anyway, I'm a grandma as well. And so just wanted to tell you a little bit about who I am coming into this game. And so I'll pass it over to Asia to share a little bit about herself.
Hello, everyone. Hello. I had to put my glasses on. Can't see. When you're 50 and over there, I need my readers on so I can see stuff better now. But as Renee said, I've been in the real estate business for 24 years, 23 years. I am an associate broker also. I'm with Fathom Realty. I'm also a certified probate specialist along with investor. What else? I am a wife, a mother, and a grandmother too. I have 4 kids and one beautiful granddaughter and a wonderful husband. Let me see, been in real estate for 24, 25 years. I've been a real estate agent for 18 years, full time. Been doing that full time just about all my life, basically. But, and what else can I share? Yeah, and that's it. I've been associate broker for maybe 76 years now. And I've been a probate specialist for about 8 years now. So
Okay.
want to know about probate, any of that stuff? Hey,
Well, why don't you
Chrissy.
share? Why don't
Hey,
you share
Chrissy.
what is a probate specialist, Asia, for people that don't know what that is?
Um, so a probate specialist, for example, you have a loved one who passes away and they have real estate. And it's not in a will and what they want to do if it's not in a estate, a living estate trust or anything like that. It's not set up in a trust. So I will come in and help them go through the process. The process can be very tedious for some,
Mm-hmm.
And it's just taking you from step one to step two, learning how to, I just, forgive me, y'all. My mind just went
Draw the
someplace
blank.
out. You know, a
Well, I'm
brain
sorry. I
freeze,
put you
brain
on the
freeze,
spot.
brain freeze, brain freeze, brain freeze. So
That's all good.
we will have an executive assistant or administrator appointed for the estate, which means that person will be in charge of how the sale of the home will go, all the personal items, and so on and so forth. Some people get
Mm-hmm.
attorneys involved. If it's property to be sold, that's when I'll come in and I'll walk you through the steps if you don't have an attorney on how to go about getting the house ready for sale, going through the process to get the judge to allow you to be either the executive of the estate or the personal representative. If there is a will, you'll be the executive of the estate. But if there's
Mm-hmm.
no will, you'll be the personal representative of the estate. So
Oh, okay.
things flow through
Okay.
yourself. But yeah.
Yeah, I just like to tell because when people hear our titles, it's like sometimes people know what it means, like the difference between an associate. So Asia and I are both realtors, and so realtors are part of a board, National Association of Realtors. So a realtor and a
Mm-hmm.
real estate agent aren't the same thing technically. We are held by a higher standard. We
Mm-hmm.
have a code of ethics that we have to abide by being realtors, and a lot of people don't know that realtors and real estate agents aren't necessarily one and the same. And then also, Asia and I are both associate brokers, and so I know when I became an associate broker about no, maybe about 2 months ago, um, people were like, well, can you still sell me a house? And I'm like, yes, absolutely. The associate broker title just allows us to be able to, if we want to or choose to be our own brokerage. So now
Yes.
we can go out and instead of like I'm with virtual properties and Asia's with Fathom, if I wanted to do the Renee J group, or if Asia wanted to do Asia Stoddard
Homes by
Realty,
Asia. Homes by
Homes by
Asia.
Asia, then we could do that and, actually have our own brokerages. So that's basically what being a realtor, an associate broker gives us the ability to do versus just being a real estate professional or real estate agent. So, Asia, do you want to share with our followers right now? Because clearly, again, we're talking about buying homes in this current market or preparing yourself to purchase a home. So, do you want to share with everybody, like, where are we right now when it comes to the home buying process, or like as far as the market is concerned? Because I know a lot of people may have been hearing things about how the market may be right now, but it's always good to hear from somebody who's in it, like what is the market really doing right now. So let's share that with our wonderful viewers that have taken the time to be with us today. Thank y'all for coming.
Yes, yes, yes. Hey, Global Manicures, thank you for watching, joining us.
Yes.
So the market currently now, I can't see if anybody else, who else is Dane, Delicious Delights. Thanks for joining us. I think that's correct. Diane, Delicious Delights. I don't see. I got my glasses on. I still
And
can't see
it
too
looked like
good. I may
Crystal up
be.
there too. Hey,
Yeah, I
Crystal.
said hey, Chrissy earlier. The first time, hey, Chrissy. I don't know. Can
Melva,
you
what's
see
up, girl?
who else in there? Can you see anybody else?
Melva. I see
Hey, Melva.
Melva. Tanisha,
Okay.
thank you for coming.
Yes, thank you guys. Thank you guys for joining us. So, what the market is doing currently right now, as you all can see, it's still a seller's market, but I always tell people it's a buyer's market too, because
Mm-hmm.
it may be multiple offers being submitted, but if you have the right offer that the seller wants, it's not that bad. But the market now, compared to last year this time, of course, we were selling more homes. It was more closings last year than it is today. But the price is up today compared to last year. So
Mm-hmm.
in Maryland, I know it's like about 8% or something like that, the price has increased. But overall, National Association of Realtors is telling us that, hey, starting in January, we had like 300 and something homes being sold. Each month it was growing up. Each
Mm-hmm.
month the price went, not the price, the number of homes being sold went up each month. So there are more people starting to put their homes on the market to sell. So
Mm-hmm.
don't be afraid of that, saying, oh, I'm not going to ever get one. No, that's not true. You will get a home. It's just about being patient
Mm-hmm.
and then having the right realtor. because there are homes out there for sale. There are
Mm-hmm.
definitely homes out there for sale, but you just got to have the right agent that write the right offer for you, that your offer get accepted. I
Absolutely.
that's just the main thing right there. Just making sure you have the right offer and it get accepted. But it is people still buying. It is people still selling their homes. So I know they said, oh, the interest rate. Yes, the interest rate is much higher. It's like
Mm-hmm.
at 6% now in the day. So compared to there to now, we're still in a good place, because it's not at 3% the way it was maybe 2 years ago, but
Mm-hmm.
6% is still not bad. It decreases the
Right.
amount that you can purchase, but
Mm-hmm.
you're still in a good place to buy.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so, like Asia said, the home prices are up overall, and according to National Association of Realtors, they're predicted to continue to go up. So that's another reason why we felt it was important to come on here and talk to you all, because a lot of people are in a waiting period, like waiting for things to go down, or whether it's the home prices or the interest rates. But always good time to get in there, and before they start going up even more. I think the prediction is to increase another 10% between now and next year. So keep that in mind when you're trying to make the decision if you want to go through with the home buying process. But that's basically what we want to chat with you all about today. So we want to talk first things first. I know Asia even touched on this a little bit about the importance of finding a good realtor. Representation matters huge when it comes to you buying in the process. Even, I mean, of course, you got to have. Well, you don't have to have. Some people choose to do for sale by owner, what I also don't suggest, which is a whole nother topic of conversation.
Yes.
But when you're buying, you definitely want your representation. And what I mean by that is, what a lot of people don't understand is, when you go, let's say you're driving down the street and you see a sign in someone's yard and they're selling their house. Well, the name and phone number and information on that sign is for the person who's actually selling that house, and they represent the seller. And so what you want is representation for you. So if you call that number on the sign and say, hey, you're selling this house, I'd like to buy this house, at that point, you don't necessarily have your representation. You're asking for the help of the person that's representing the seller. So it's important for you to find a good representation. I mean, a good realtor, like Adrian mentioned earlier, who's going to represent you and have your best interests in mind. This also applies when it comes to new construction. I can't tell you how many times people, even sometimes my clients, have called and said, hey, I'm just going to run out here. I see there's some new construction here, there, everywhere. I'm just going to run over here and take a look. Well, it's very important that when you go to these new construction sites, that you have your own representation. They are there to represent the builder, not you. And if anything were to go down, of course, they're going to look at the builder's best interest and
Yeah.
not necessarily yours. So it's very important that you have good representation when you, I mean, you have your own representation, I should say, and good when you go to purchase a home. So that is one of the very first steps. Age, did you want to add something to that?
Yes, I did. I want to give you an example of how I had a client, which was a family member who, can you hear me? Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I just saw something go across the screen. I was like, wait a minute. This is my first live. This is our first live, y'all.
This our
So,
first, we working
yeah.
it out.
So, right. We working it out. So, um, I had a cousin of mine, they had went to a new build. They were out leisurely and they was like, let's go see this home. So they liked the home so much that they end up, sitting down, writing the offer with the people there. Didn't
Mm-hmm.
call me in advance, whatever. They was like, we were just out, and we were riding around, and I just saw the house and I want to go see it and I liked it, so I want to put an offer in. Okay, cool. But in the interim, there were some issues. And they remembered me at that time. So they called me. And of course, you know me, I'm gonna, give my advice and, being a professional and help
Mm-hmm.
them out. And plus, that's my cousin. I should have helped them out anyway. But I end up sharing some information. I was like, send me the contract. Let me look over it and tell you, what you can do, so on and so forth. So I end up helping them out. They got out that offer, got out that contract because, again, the builder person there represents the builder. Now, not saying that they're all bad or anything like that, but hey, Jackie, J Fire and Company. Hey, hello world.
Hey.
Hey, but I end up, not bashing the builder's representation, but again, they represent the builder. You always, I cannot stress this enough. You always need someone to represent you, no matter what. No matter what, you always. Thanks, husband. My husband. Hello, world. Thank
Yeah,
you.
he's in the building. That's
I know,
okay.
but
That's
anywho,
fine.
you always need someone to represent you that's going to have your best interest at hand. Because even if you say you're an investor, I know this, I know, yeah, you may know, but there is some things that, for me coming from being an investor first before I became a real estate agent, I came from the investment piece. I didn't know the realtor portion of it. I'm glad I did become an agent because I'm able to help out on both behalves. Now I know this investors portion of it, and I know the realtors portion of it too. But without having representation, who got your back? Who's going to help you through that process? The what ifs. Not saying everything's going to happen, but what about the what ifs? And me helping my cousin and they were able to get out that contract because I read over and I was like, this is your way out here. You need to do this, 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 this. But without a realtor, they wouldn't have known that. So always have a realtor. Call myself if you're in the DMV area, or call Renee if you're in the ATL area. Hey, Yodell, Jury Box.
Hey, y'all, what's up? Yeah, so to piggyback on what you're saying, Adrian, I also realize that there are some times where if you have a good friend, somebody who's thorough, somebody that is going to have your best interest in mind in anything else that you do, don't be afraid to hire that person to represent you as a realtor. I don't know what that is like with friends and family members. I don't know. Sometimes they feel like, I don't know what they feel. So I'm not going to put words in people's mouth. But, if you have somebody that you love and you trust and that you know that they handle their business in every other area of their lives, then have them represent you. Somebody that's, what, Joe?
Joseph started. Can you stop, please? We know you were upset. Can you stop? We nervous. It's our first reel, so we trying to.
Look, he keeps it real. Okay, but yeah, so just take advantage of those relationships, because if they handle their business and look out for your best interest in any other area of your life, they are going to do that when it comes to your real estate transaction. So it's very important that you have. And I'm not saying, you can find, because I have had clients that I just met when I did their deal. But because I am who I am, I'm going to look out for my client's best interest. But, if you know somebody that you love and trust that, you can have represent you, then do that. But then too, you also have to realize that sometimes real estate deals, can get a little tricky. And so you have to learn how to separate the business from the personal relationships as well. But just, I wouldn't have Asia on here if I didn't feel like she was going to, tell y'all like I would tell you. We're going to take good care of you. And we have clients and testimonials and everything to prove that point. So, but Asia, let's talk. Okay, so the first step.
Let me answer that one question. Someone said about renting. Yes, it's good still to have a real estate agent to help you with rental if you're using, if they have it listed in what we call the MLS system, the realtor system. Yes, it is good to have an agent represent you when you're doing rentals, because yes, agents, we do rentals too. But if it's like some apartment complexes and things of that nature, they may not honor an agent. So it all depends on where the rental is coming from, but it's always good to have representation. And somebody had one other question. I can't see the other question that popped up.
Let's see. Oh, shit. Oh, that's the rental question. Well, I don't see it either.
Okay, maybe I thought it was a question. Okay.
If we missed your question, just ask it again, and we'll just keep scrolling through the comments to be able to answer them. So, so next step, we want to talk about, again, we talked about first step is getting you good representation, and then once you find a good realtor, I know my next step, and I'm sure Asia is going to agree with this, is to find a lender, a good
Yes.
lender. A lot of times, your agent, if you have a good agent, they are going to have preferred lenders that they can refer you to, but find a good lender that's going to get you to the closing table and not
Mhm.
stress that, because sometimes, and I'm not going to name any names, but sometimes people will have lenders and they bring them to the deal. I mean, I've had a deal that fell through at the like 2 weeks before closing, because the lender was private. It wasn't one of my preferred lenders, but the lender that they brought to me, and I told them like a weekend, I said, I know you got a lender, but just know that in this time period you can shop around. So just call these lenders. These are a few of my prefers. Just call them and see what they have to say. They refused. They chose to go with their lender 2 weeks before the deal. If not less than that, the lender was like, "Oh, I'm not going to be able to close the deal." So we had to walk away. And I'm not sure if they lost their earnest money, but a good lender is very important. Another thing, reason a good lender is important is because, well, getting a lender is because you got to know what your purchasing power is.
Mhm.
You don't want to go out. I personally am not going to take you to look at any houses until you have some type of pre-qualification with your lender or pre-approval, because we don't know what we're shopping for at
Right.
that point. If
Mhm.
we don't know what we're shopping for, I don't know if you qualify for this or if you qualify for this. I always tell my first time home buyers, or even people who haven't purchased in a while, do not self qualify. You cannot qualify yourself for a loan. It's important that the lender, you stay in your lane as the buyer. I stay in my lane as the real estate agent, because I can't qualify you either. That lender is going to tell you what you can and you can't afford. Did you want to
Okay.
add to that?
Yeah, so that is so true, the self-qualification, because a lot of time people be out looking and looking at, oh, I can get this home because you don't went in there and they say, oh, it costs you XYZ amount. But it's all depends on your debt to income ratio
Mm-hmm.
and what you really will qualify for. And then the interest rate makes a big difference too, because
Mm-hmm.
you may think you can qualify way up here, but actually you're down here because the interest rate is 7%.
Mm-hmm.
And then people don't really know what they don't keep up with their credit, what's on your credit report. That is very crucial to know what's on your credit report, because you may have some derogatory items on your credit report that's
Mm-hmm.
making your the interest rate is going to be higher, because you have some hospital bills that you had 10 years ago that's still showing up on your credit report, but you never checked it to see what's
Mm-hmm.
out there so you can get some of that old stuff off, because the old stuff can be removed,
Mm-hmm.
eventually. And it's just very important to, number one, know what's on your credit report. You know, um, don't self qualify. And even, and I said, once you get qualified, don't go out there and buy stuff. Oh, I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
get this for my house, or I'm gonna get a new car,
Hello.
or
Mm-hmm.
oh, I saw this beautiful furniture that I want to put in my house, and I'll go buy that. No, during that
Mm-hmm.
process, you don't buy a thing. You don't put no
Nothing.
lump sum money in your account that your uncle Mike gave you or Uncle Jack gave. Everything in the loan process has to be documentation. You have to
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can't say document. You have
There you go.
you have to document everything on paper, everything. So buying something new, or oh, I can afford it. You don't buy
Mm-hmm.
anything new until you get them keys in your hand, and you sign
Mm-hmm.
the dotted line at
Mm-hmm.
closing. You get them
Yes.
keys in your hand, then you go shopping. But
Right.
there has been people who went out and bought a new car.
Oh
They
my
no
God.
longer qualified because they didn't listen to their realtor and they didn't listen
Yes.
to their lender. But because they made
Mm-hmm.
all this money up here and thought, oh,
Mm-hmm.
I can pay this, I got this. It's a little different when you
Yep.
can't get a mortgage. So um, just be mindful. Those are the first two key points we wanted to share with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Is get you a realtor
Mm-hmm.
and then get you a loan officer. And it's crucial to work with. You don't have to, let me say that, but it's best to work with someone who your real estate agent referred to you, because they have
Mm-hmm.
worked together before and it's a
Right.
partnership. So I have three lenders that I work with on a regular basis, three lenders
Mm-hmm.
that I work with. And I have one who, all depends on the person. I have one who is very savvy and good with the computer, and you may be that type of person. All I need to know is send it to me on a computer. I can do it. got a person for you. Then I have one who's very detailed, who walk you hand by hand,
Mm-hmm.
every step of the month, every step, the
Mm-hmm.
process. They talk to you, they call you, all of that. Then I have
Mm-hmm.
another lender who's like, hey, what you want? I can go either way. So, but it's
Mm-hmm.
best to work with your realtor. And you don't have to. Again, you don't have to. I'm putting that disclaimer out there. You do not have to.
Yes.
Because I
Yeah.
had people go through their credit union, but I know people at certain credit unions too that
Mm-hmm.
I can talk to. But just use a familiar company, because some people go online and, oh, I applied at such and such and place. They way someplace else, nowhere near in the
Mm-hmm.
DMV area. He over in ATL area was Renee is, but they opposite California somewhere. They know
Mm-hmm.
the loan process, but they don't know everything's in this area, or the programs and all that stuff
Right.
that could help people, have more to qualify for because of a certain program. So there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of programs out there that we
Mm-hmm.
both can tell you guys about, but it's good to have someone that's on your side that's representing you, which is a realtor. Step one, realtor. Step two, get pre-qualified. And Renee, tell them step three.
Well, step three is the fun part. Well, let me address, because Melva said something that is really key as far as finding well, in the lending process, or when you're going through the process to buy a home, which is do not change jobs. Okay,
Yes,
so we
yes.
talk about don't buy nothing, but yes, do not change jobs while you're looking. And like Asia said, again, you might be able to afford it, but I don't care. Don't be out there buying. Don't buy no furniture. Don't buy nothing. Anything that you do at that point, your lender needs to be your very best friend. Anything you do during that process, talk to your lender first and let them know what you desire to do, and they will tell you to what you can and you can't do. So that's very important. So the
Okay, let me add to that little piece again about
okay.
if you do have an employee, you need to switch jobs for whatever reason. Check with your lender first to make
Mm-hmm.
sure, because you can get a letter from, offer letter from your job, and as long as it's within the same field. Let me just say
Mm-hmm.
that. Say if you're a
Yes.
nurse and you're moving from one nurse position to another nurse position, not saying you're moving from a nurse position and you're going to work at a corporation, totally different.
Mm-hmm.
Then that may be a concern.
Mm-hmm.
So, but just make sure that you check with your lender and say, hey, I got this job offer. I'm not sure if I can change out, but just communicate, over communicate with your lender so that you
Yeah.
guys can be on the same page about everything. Everything.
Yeah.
Because one of my lenders, I mean, well, all of them, but one lender sends me and whoever the other agent is on the deal, they send them videos. And I think Renee's person sent emails, but every Monday, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
every Tuesday, I get a video from him. Both of
Mm-hmm.
us on the same text, and he giving us an update of our client.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Another person, Renee's person, sent an email, a weekly email on Friday. So it's
Yeah.
best to always communicate with your lender and your agent so everybody can be on the same page, because with a lender, they let us know as realtors what you qualify for. If you're
Mm-hmm.
going FHA, if you're going VA, if you're going conventional, whichever type of program so we can know when we're looking at these homes, like, oh, that's not going to qualify for FHA.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm. It has this is wrong with the electrical things. In this market now, you can't ask a seller for it. You can,
Mm-hmm.
but it's best not to in the way the market is right now, so that you can get your offer accepted. But I tell people, hey, we're gonna go with our best foot forward, and let's look around this house. Get your contractors in to come in with us at the same time and everything.
Right.
Just to see, so that when you present your offer, when I write up your offer, we already know we're not gonna ask for this, and this. So go ahead,
Right.
Renee.
Well, so also to pick it, the lending process is obviously is huge, because if you don't have the funds, you can't buy the house. So
Mm-hmm.
hopefully, just based on what we're saying, I mean, there are a ton of programs out there. We're going to have, so just to let y'all know, and we'll do a rundown at the end of the live, but we have lenders coming in to be able to talk to you all later this month about the whole process. And so, like I said, I like to stay in my lane. I do know, some things about the lending process, but at the end of the day, this is what they do every day, all day. So they would have more information about the right and the wrongs to do, and what to do and what not to do. But there's so many different programs out there and things that can help you qualify for a loan or qualify for a house that you may not have, even know about. Like I have a client right now who just completely thought that she was totally out of the running to be able to get a house, and talk to my lender and found out she's only like to 6 months out. She had no idea. So so that's definitely important to know. Yeah, let's see. He said, do I still need 20% down? Um, no, not necessarily, depending on the type of loan you're going to get. Like Asia mentioned earlier, there is a FHA loan that you only required to put like 3.5% down. When the lenders are on in a couple of weeks, you can ask them all the questions you want about, like, how much do I need to put down? Conventional loans, the different types of loans are based on your credit, of course, and your scores, and
Your
so
savings.
yeah, what you have in the bank. So there's a lot of different little intricate pieces to the type of loan that you can get once you qualify for that loan. So like I said, I think it's on here, let me look at my notes, on the, what day is that?
23rd. The
On the
23rd.
23rd. Yep, I'm gonna have one of my preferred lenders join us. Asia is gonna have one of her preferred lenders join us on that day. And we will talk more about lending and what's and like Glenn is saying, yeah, you got VA loans. With VA loans, you don't have to put anything down. No down payment. You still gonna have closing costs.
Right.
So don't get, I think people hear down payment assistance or zero money down, and they think they can go sit at the closing table and not have to pay anything. You're going to have closing costs, and you're going to have upfront costs that a lot of people don't really take into consideration either. And that's inspections, appraisals, earnest money deposits. So,
Credit
we'll go
report.
into, yep, all of that stuff. So we hopefully over the next, it's 5 Thursdays in June. So we're going to be here every Thursday at 1 o'clock. So mark your calendars, set alarms, do whatever, write your questions out, so that you could come back and join us again next week. Next week, we are going to have a credit repair person. Her name is Dolores.
Dolores.
Dolores is going to join us next week, and she's going to talk about credit repair and getting your credit in order to even position you to be able to purchase a home. So our whole goal here is to, for those people who desire to become homeowners, that you have the tools that you need to even put yourself in a position to do that. Because there are a lot of pieces to the puzzle, and a lot of people don't know, and a lot of people are unaware or unsure or maybe even afraid or scared. So even outside of today, if there's some, I want to do it, but there's some fears that you may have, make sure you reach out to us. Follow us here, reach out to us directly, ask whatever questions you may have. We're more than happy to talk to you all about the process, because this is what we do. This is our job. This is our livelihood. And we both have a desire in our hearts to see more people become homeowners, especially in a season where right now, where there are a lot of corporate entities that are buying up homes and trying to make us a rental nation, I guess. But purchasing and having your own home is the American dream, and we wanted to do our part to make sure that you have just as much chance as anybody else to be able to accomplish that dream for yourselves. So, Asia, you want to give the rundown of what we got coming up over the next?
Sure.
I'll scroll through the questions while you do that.
I just want to see, is this good to y'all? Is it helping anybody? Give us some hearts, some likes or something, so that we can, that it's fire, so that we can that it's on fire. So that we, if it's 100%, so we can just get a feel of if it's helping people. Because again, this is our first. And we just want to educate and share as much as we can. And June is the month of home buyers. So what a great time just to talk about buying a home. So coming up next week, June the 9th, next Thursday at 1 p.m., we got Dolores to do credit repairing. So next week, we're going to do credit repairing on the 9th. The 16th, which is the following Thursday, we're going to have someone come in, talk about rent with option to buy options. How you can rent a home rent the home that you want to buy, live in it until you're ready to purchase it at a certain time frame. So we'll give more of that in 2 weeks from today. And then we have the lender coming on the 23rd. It'll be 2 different lenders. And on the 30th, It's going to be a recap of a little bit of everything. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the next 4 Thursdays in June.
Yep. We're gonna recap. And like I said, if y'all have questions, write your questions down, send them to us in a direct message, either to
Yeah.
myself or to Asia. We'll go over those questions, especially if you have questions about credit repair. Because Dolores is joining us next week, we want to be able to give her some insight on what you guys want to know. And we don't want
Mm-hmm.
to just be, talking heads and just telling you a bunch of information, although I'm sure she has a ton of information
Yes.
that she has prepared to share with everybody. But we want to hear your questions and find out, what's up, guys? We want to, what? I need help with my credit score. You know what?
Who's that?
Oh, your husband.
Oh, I
Uh,
can't see nothing on mine no more. It's like my screen frozen. It still got Yodel Jewelry Boss. Hello, beautiful real estate mogul.
he said he has a credit score of 185. Sir, you have a long way to go if that's
Yeah.
all your credit score is. But anyway, for Miss Dolores next week, please write down your credit questions so we can pass them on to her prior to joining us next week, so she can make sure that she has the answers that you are desiring to see. Let me see if anybody else, you guys. Oh, we will do a segment on real estate investment, sir. And
Yeah.
we may even allow you and your good friend, who is my husband, to come on here and share with us. But for now, we are talking about
June
June
stuff right
Home
there.
Buyers Month. We trying to get people in their first properties. We have, again, combined 40 plus years of
Knowledge.
real
Mm-hmm.
estate investment history. So that is another desire of mine, and I'm sure of Asia's as well, is
Yes.
to, and because we are both very uh our hearts
Passionate.
go out, yeah, passionate about investing in real estate and building generational wealth,
Yes.
to be able to pass on to our children and our grandchildren, and educating them to do the right things with it. So when we pass it on, they don't blow it. But
Mm-hmm.
definitely investing. I mean, real estate is, recession proof in the sense that even when we went through the crash in '06, hey, guess what? Them prices are back. And please, y'all, for those of y'all waiting on the crash, you know what? That's what I want to hear. If there's anybody on here that is desiring to purchase a home and they're waiting on, I don't want to say a crash. What are you waiting on? Is there anybody here that's like, oh, I want to buy a house, but I want to wait? What are you waiting for? That's a question I have for y'all. So if y'all have an answer, or something you want to share, like what is your hesitation and what are you waiting on? Because I understand a lot of people are waiting on a quote unquote crash,
Mm-hmm.
like a 2006 crash. There were so many things that are in place now that was not in place then.
Yeah.
That's probably, I won't say never, because you can never say never, but if that is that what y'all waiting on? Hey, let me scroll up in these comments. But I'm just curious, like what are people waiting on? Because I'll say this: people that were waiting this time last year are now paying 30, 40, maybe $50,000 more for that house that they
More.
could have got last year cheaper and have
Mm-hmm.
40, $50,000 worth of equity. So tell me, what are y'all waiting on? Let me know. I definitely want to know what you're waiting on. But I'm
And Renee,
excited.
the interest rate is going up too. So the more you wait,
Yes,
the interest rate is going. So it's going to make you buy
a-
less. So.
absolutely. I got people that's mad now because the interest rate is at what, 5-ish, 6-ish%. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, well, if you would have just went on and bought that house last year before, you would be looking at. I mean, that's what waiting can do. Waiting can
Yeah.
put you in a predicament to where, I mean, like Asia said very early on when we first started talking, there are, like, if you are currently in the market, or like, let's say beginning of this year, end of last year, in the market of purchasing a home, and you got a little frustrated with where the market was because you were missing out because it was 20 offers on a house, and maybe you were a FHA buyer and you kept getting beaten out by the cash and the conventional loans, and then you say, okay, I'm gonna wait, and now you decide 6 months later, oh, I'm just gonna jump back out there and start looking again. you have to go back to your lender and get requalified now, because with the interest
Mm-hmm.
rates, you may have priced yourself out of a certain price point. So even in that, is important to stay in touch with your lender, but also not to wait too long, because these interest rates are continuing to increase, and that can price you out of, uh, your price point, or you may not get as much house. Asia, what you doing?
I was trying. Sorry. I was trying to
You
get back to
glowing,
where I was, and it's not. My thing is stuck. Sorry.
glowing, and oh my God! But
I'm trying to get it back to where I hit the button, and then it just kept going on and on. I was like, "Oh God, where is it? I can't
that's
find
too
it."
funny.
I'm gonna leave
Let's
it.
see. I do want to answer Yo's question. Are the steps the same if you want a home built? So, if I understand your question correctly, are you meaning, do you get a realtor and get a lender? If that is your question, and let me know if I'm answering your question. But yes,
But I
you.
think, are you speaking of you have land and you want to build it? That's
What
different.
she said, is the process the same? Is that what you mean? Type your question again, or give us some clarity, Yo, on what you're asking. If you mean the process, the steps the same, meaning getting a realtor and getting a lender. What I will say, a lot of times with new constructions, they have their own um, preferred lenders on site, and sometimes that can help you with closing costs, because some of them will offer um, like incentives if you use
Mm-hmm.
their on-site realtors. So even in that, I mean, I'm sorry, not realtors,
The
but
lenders, the
on-site
lenders,
lenders.
the
Yeah,
lenders.
you don't want to use the on-site realtor because they're representing the builder. But if they have a preferred lender, um, yes, you might want to consider using their preferred lender, because sometimes they'll give credits towards your closing costs. And
Mm-hmm.
they typically, that is a lender that they are okay with using. So did I answer your question, Yo? Hopefully I did. Um, let's see.
I can't see anything. My screen is like frozen. I just still got, so
Even if
I
you
don't know.
scroll it,
I'm
you use
trying
your,
to scroll it, but it's just,
okay.
oh, wait a minute, hold on.
Hey, Trey Blind, good to see you.
It's like it's frozen or something. It's
Okay.
just the
Well,
same.
if no, does anyone have any more questions for us today? If not, um, we can go ahead and wrap this up. Asia, did you have anything else you wanted to add before we jump off?
Nope, nope, nope. Just always get a realtor and let's see. Now my screen is it's so crazy. I'm just
Oh,
trying to
it's in there
scroll
now?
up. My screen is messing up again. I'm trying to scroll up and it's coming up with all this other stuff. But anyhow,
You got look at you.
um,
You showing love to the followers.
I don't have anything else.
I know
I
it.
don't know why my screen is. It may be my phone too, so it's acting crazy. But I'm not even gonna worry about it. It is what it is. I don't know. Okay, now they moved up. So
Okay.
Sierra, okay.
So now if it's moving, you should be able to
Okay.
go back down. So for anybody just joining us, we are gonna wrap it up in a second, unless anybody else has any questions. Hey, Auntie, that come on, Auntie, y'all. If
Hey,
anybody has
Auntie.
anything, any
Okay, it's not
questions
going
for
again.
us, put them in the chat real quick. If not, we'll wrap up. What we are gonna do is save this live, so you can go on either my page or Asia's page, and be able to view this.
I'm on fire, y'all. I'm on
You
fire
on
now. So
fire. Yes.
I'm sorry. It's
Be
my
able.
system is. Oh, wait
Yeah,
a minute. I
yes.
saw
She
something.
got the
Glenn said
glow.
something.
You got the glow. Yo said you got the glow up.
Okay, Glenn said something. I can't see
Let's
what
see.
he said. It
Hold on.
came
Let me
up,
go
but then it
back.
went out.
He said, "No worries. Y'all did a great job. Looking forward to
Oh,
next week. Thank you so much,
thanks,
Glenn
Glenn.
Brooks. Thank you so much." But
Thank
I just,
you.
yeah,
Appreciate
we
it.
both want to thank you guys so much for joining us. We appreciate it. Asia needs some help.
Hey, Sierra. Hey, Maria. Thank you guys for joining. Hey,
Hey,
Diane. Thanks for
we are new
joining.
to this. as far as lives, okay, we
This
trust
our
me.
first time.
This is our first
Thank
live, and
you.
we will take much better care of y'all when it comes to real estate transactions. But
Yes.
we, we getting in the swing of things with this. And so, what's up, Danny? Thank you for coming, sir. My brother on
Yeah.
here too. AB,
Hey.
what is it? AB1, Obi. I always say Obi-Wan Kenobi, but it's his handle. Oh, there go my sis too. That's my aunt, about my niece's mother. Okay. Chantel, thank you for coming. Thank
Thank
you,
you guys so
Bella. Thank you,
much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Danny.
you.
Thank you, Pat. Thank y'all for coming. Sherelle, thank
Thank you. Thank
you.
you. Thank you. Thank you,
Um,
Sherelle.
we are going to save this, so you want to refer back to it, you can come on my page. Please go follow Asia. If you're coming through Asia, come follow me. Like I said, we work
Yeah.
together. we
Mm-hmm.
we refer business. So like if you're in the ATL and you hit me up, I'm gonna send you to Asia and the DMV, and vice
Yeah.
versa.
Yeah.
Again, like I said, when we first started, we are very good friends. We have been for years. Our families travel together. Our kids are the best of friends. Like my
Yes.
youngest and her, the
Second to the
middle,
oldest.
the second to the our best friends. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, at this point, we're more like family. Although we're
Yes, we
not blood
are.
related, we are definitely more like family. We,
Mm-hmm.
that's just it is what it is, and we love each other dearly, and
Yes, my
we
sister.
have like like passions when it comes to just making sure that people get what they deserve. I mean, you work hard for your money every day. You deserve to be able to take a part of the American dream, which is home
Mm-hmm.
ownership. And we figured again, we take this month, National Homebuyers Month, the month of June, to share with you whatever it is that can take you to where you desire to be. So again, we thank you all for
Thank you
coming.
guys.
Asia, thank you for doing this with me. I appreciate it.
And
Um,
thank you for saying let's do this thing together and push me. So push me. So I was like, no, I don't know, Renee. I don't know. But I'm
I was
glad we
like,
were able to.
we got a lot to say, and a
Yes.
lot of people are confused. I'm excited about the week with the lease to own programs because a lot of people don't even know they exist. So,
Yes.
who's that? Oh, definitely, we love Joe Ma.
Who's that? Who's that?
That's my cousin.
Okay, okay, okay,
We do love
okay.
Joe Ma. He's like part of the family,
Yes, yes,
and
yes.
so like I said. But thank y'all again for coming,
Okay.
everybody. Now I gotta
Thank
figure out
everybody.
how how to end this thing, because I don't know.
Mm-mm.
So let's see if I can figure it out.
Mm-mm.
Oh no, that ain't it. Lease
Danny
to
next
own.
week.
Oh
Danny,
yes,
2 weeks.
Danny,
In two
2 weeks.
weeks.
That's gonna be on the 20. No, the 16th.
The
Danny.
16. 16.
Yes, it is the
Yes.
same thing, and what lease to own is pretty much. So I know some people hear lease to own, and it's a thing of you leasing from the homeowner, but these programs are different. So, oh, thank you for telling me to hit stop because, well, let me see. Let me see if I can hit. Who's
Oh,
that?
thank you, Tammy. That's letting us know. Thank you, Tammy. That's Tammy. It came up. I see
Oh,
her
no.
face.
Okay. Thank
Okay,
you.
love you,
All right,
Renee.
I'm
And
gonna
we
hit start.
talk.
Love you too. We'll
Okay,
see y'all
thank you
next
guys.
week. Same
Okay.
bat time, same bat channel. Next week, next Thursday at 1 p.m. We'll be back and we'll be talking to Miss Dolores, and she's gonna tell us how to get your credit straight so that you can
Yes.
qualify for these home loans. Y'all have a good one.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.